Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Divya Sai. I've done my MBBS from Government 𝗨𝗟𝗧𝗜𝗍 Medical College, that is at 𝗪𝗏𝗧𝗑𝗏. And I firstly thank Ms. 𝗨𝗟𝗧𝗜𝗍 for letting me give this opportunity so that I can interact with all of you. And I thank her for this amazing initiative, and may God bless her for all her future endeavors as well. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Divya Sai. I've done my MBBS from Government 𝗨𝗟𝗧𝗜𝗍𝗑 Medical College, that is at 𝗪𝗏𝗧𝗑𝗏. And right now I'm doing my internship at Osmania General Hospital, which I will be ending in a short while. So as of now, I've been graduated as a doctor. And furthermore, I think I would pursue as a postgraduate, and for which I would be taking some time for preparation, a full-fledged preparation that I would say. And I firstly thank Ms. 𝗨𝗨𝗧𝗜𝗍𝗑 for letting me give this opportunity so that I can interact with all of you. And I thank her for this amazing initiative, and may God bless her for all her future endeavors as well. Okay, this is such a nice one where I could actually connect to more people. Since my childhood, I always wanted to make a difference in people's life, and that is where I am, and that is what I want to do as well. Furthermore, okay, coming to my journey, I never as such wanted to be a doctor, but then me being a bright student, I wanted to make my knowledge be in a full utilization where I would serve the nation, serve the country. That is what I wanted to do, and I thought being a doctor is the best way possible. So this is where I am, and this is where I stand. And I'm very proud of myself about how far I have reached in my life till date. It has never been a fairy tale life for me as such, because I've worked my ass off all my intermediate, and where I was from an ordinary school, but then yes, I got time a lot to explore on myself, go on tours, have good family time. But yet when the time came, I did work a lot to get to the place where I am right now. Okay, my rank was in 950s, my state level rank. And I did get into a good government college, for which I'm very grateful. And getting into a government college is totally different perspective, where in the intermediate you are spoon fed everything, whereas in a government college it is like you're a free bird, where you get to do so many things whatever you want, and no one would tell you, no one would taunt you, or say something that you are meant to do or you're supposed to do. But then it is just your life in your hands. So I was first time away from a home, staying in a hostel, which was a challenging thing for me as such. But I used to not have much friends, because I initially found it very difficult to gel with people. And I was kind of alone, and I used to spend a lot of time talking to my mother. She was my support system always. She's a doctor as well, and she's the HOD of biochemistry right now. And she helped me a lot deal with all of the stress and everything. And initially, it was difficult for me to cope up with the medical books, because we used to read biology, botany, zoology, whatnot, all the animals and plants. And once you get into medicine, it's a total different scale of learning. And I was told key medicine is an evergreen field and all of it. Yes, I do accept medicine is an evergreen field, but it is not an easy field at all. Okay, since I used to stay in the hostel, I always wanted my time to be worth it, because I'm staying away from my home. I wanted to make a difference key. And since I made such a big sacrifice, I need to make that sacrifice worth it. So that is the one reason that was in my head. And that was when I wanted to work till any extent possible to make my dreams come true. And I never dreamt of getting the top mark or anything. But then I always have one thing in my mind and in my vision, that is, when I graduate out of this college, I wanted to graduate as a whole human, instead of just being a doctor, instead of just being a student, a padaku, someone who is sitting there. I wanted to mold myself in such a way where I would make difference in other people's life, where I would be a role model to many other juniors. Okay, and for which I am very happy that I met my goals. Every year I do have a target, and I do have some goals where I wanted to meet. The way where I wanted to see myself in a month, where I wanted to see myself in a year, where I wanted to see myself in 5 years from now. And that was when I decided that I wanted to be the best outgoing student. And yes, even though they don't give me officially, I think personal satisfaction is something that matters more than anything else. Okay, and I've come to a stage where I am so satisfied, and I think I've excelled in every aspect I did. And I'll give you a gist about what I have done to be in a place where I am. Okay. I used to study a lot as well. And because I was in the first year, I didn't have much friends. And then I used to give more time to the books. Time was very valuable for me. Very, very valuable. That is one thing that I would never miss on. Once you lose your time, you would never ever get it back. Get that thing in your head. Okay. Time management decides where you'd be in your future. So that is the one best thing that I did, investing time on myself. I got more time to study. Okay, then came the second year part where I started doing some research work. And then my mother, since she being a professor, she used to help me a lot in how to, approach a research topic. What do you have to do? How do you have to present papers and all of it? And that is when I got a voice for myself. And then I used to speak to people and I used to give presentations in my class. I'm a one who is a stage loving girl. So I would never miss an opportunity where I would get a chance to present anything, any other topic or anything in the class. So make sure that you get a voice. Having a voice is very important. When you talk, people have to look up to you. They have to see what you're speaking. That is when you reach a certain stage. That comes with a lot of effort, and that is the confidence level that you're supposed to have by then. Okay. And then right now I do have about 4 national publications in journals, and one and I have one international publication as well. Okay, that is all when I did in my second and third year, and I'm very glad. I was an assisting author, and I assisted in most of them, but I have one as a sole author. That is when I did in my third year, and I'm very glad that I did that. That was my personal complete project on my own shoulders. So it does take a lot of effort, and that is where I wanted to see myself in the future. So it takes time, but then it is totally worth it. I wanted to do something like that. And then I did a lot of paper presentations, poster presentations, and I was initially making up this for USMLE part, all of my bio, making out the CV. It is totally very important. So that is how it is. And I used to participate in a lot of quiz competitions as well, and I used to love them. Okay, and we had Mr. and Miss the college fest we have, where you giving the Mr. or Miss Siddhartha Medical College, where you are supposed to go through many other events where you have to express yourself, speak, give a voice, and then it's just like an extempore. It's not just judging you in one particular thing. It's not like the Miss India thing competition, but then it's about the way you express yourself and speak. And then I won the Miss SMC title as well. I'm good at arts as well. Okay. And then I used to not go much into exercise, but later in my third year, I realized that once I started getting into the clinical postings, I used to go religiously, because I know that whatever I learn is at the patient's feet. So that is what made me exercise first in the first place when I was in my third year. And then I realized how important exercise is. After you get diabetes, it is not that is not the point where you start exercising. But before getting all of that lifestyle related modifications, that is when you have to control the damage. And whenever I used to go talk to people, I used to tell them, stress my family as well upon how important exercise is. And then I'm fit, and I do exercise on a daily basis. And that is what helped me a lot with my mental thing. Exercise is not just physical, it is mental training. That is what I learned. And in my third year, I had this Indian Medical Association. We were given a no exit examination, and the government actually introduced this no exit examination thing. And all of the medical students around the India, we were on a protest, and then there were 5 different colleges participating in the protest conducted at Vijayawada, in and around Vijayawada. So the IMA headquarters is at Vijayawada, and then I was one speaker given a chance on the stage directly, where I had to speak about no exit examination. And the way I spoke, people were just mesmerized. I spoke in front of 500 to 600 crowd plus, and then I got a standing ovation. That is how I performed, and then that was in the newspaper as well. That gave me a lot of boost. That helped me give that sense of self-confidence. And I participated in many poster presentations, and then I represented my college in national level quizzes that were held in Hyderabad when I was in my final year. And I topped my class in pathology, third year overall, and then I topped surgery. Whatever I did it with my whole heart, and I never did anything for marks, and I basically never copied because I'm the sincere type of a girl. So don't take me wrong, but whatever I do, I wanted my blood and my sweat in it. So it is entirely mine, and I'm a bit possessive of what I do. So that is how I wanted to look at myself when I finally graduate. And then I am an inspiration to many other juniors out there and who consider me to be their role model. So I always try to keep my standards up in order to, make me look in such a way, the way they look at me right now. And it is not an easy thing that you have to maintain that sort of a level where you actually tend to inspire people. I am a very good motivational speaker, and I did start a YouTube channel. I do have good subscribers and good number of views to many of my videos, and where I would be guiding about my own personal experience regarding what books to follow and how to approach an exam, how to approach clinical cases in medicine, and all of it. That is what I do. And apart from that, one of the best decisions I've made is. Coming to Osmania from Vijayawada, which I think is the best thing that I've ever done. Where when I was in Siddhartha, I never liked much of patient interaction. I used to learn from them, but I thought I couldn't be a great clinician. But working in Osmania made me feel that yes, I am born to be a doctor, and yes, I deserve to be a doctor. That is how Osmania changed me. I could see how compassionate and how dedicated I am towards my patients, and the way I work with my patients. I can tell you that I cannot live without people interaction. That is where I've come. From a totally shy girl, totally an introvert, to a girl who loves to talk to people, who loves to listen to what they speak. People there, people around you, people in the hospitals, all they do is they just die for that little love. And when you talk to them, it means a lot to them. Okay, when you can just give them a 30-second time so that you can listen to whatever they say, it means more than a treatment. Okay, that is what I learned. It is my own personal experience. And coming to Usmania, where I get a chance to get a free hand to treat the patients, I got many blessings from all of them, but they mean so much to me. It adds so much to your confidence that yes, I am born to be a doctor. That is where people want to see you, people want to be with you. That is a kind of charisma and confidence that you carry when you are around. Okay, I do make time to read. I do have time for gym, and I'm not much of a sports person, but I am a gym person. And I am currently working on another research paper on nephrology as well, apart from my hectic schedules and all of it. When I was in my final year, once I was done with my final year, I wanted to work on a project called the mental health issues, and how this final year MBBS examinations is affecting the way people and students are being stressed and all of it. It was very traumatic. The exams are this much, and the stress you go through it is this big. That is how they depict everything, and there's a lot of stigma around that, and people, they do not tend to express themselves. And I personally have been through many episodes of depression as well. And it is, see, when I didn't know what depression meant until I learned exactly what depression is. Even if you're sad continuous persistently for more than a week, it is called depression. And yes, many of you have been through that phases, and the most important thing to do in that time is trying to talk to people, find people around you. That is what everyone expects. Just giving them, lending them an ear, saying that yes, we are there with you. And I have seen one of my colleague in Osmania committing suicide. One of my colleague in Siddhartha as well, during her UG, she committed suicide. It is just that we don't realize people around us are waiting for someone to talk to them, waiting. You don't know what is going on in other person's life. So try to be compassionate and try to just be patient about what you do. Being an MBBS student, my life has never been, a good silk cut of memories and all of it. I did face many troubles. I had millions and millions of sleepless nights, and I worked so hard that I can't even tell you how extent I was stressed. I literally, I'm just 20 to 23, and I do have white hair. That is the amount of stress that I'm going through. It is not that easy. I used to cry, burst out crying. When you have a method to vent out your depression and to vent out all of your inner sadness, it is better to just cry it out rather than keep it with yourself. it is so stressful, but you have to make and find a way how to get out of it. I used to wake up early in the morning. I'm an early bird, but right now, just because of internship, I do have hectic night duties. My sleep cycle is just going bad. Apart from that, I do have a perfect schedule about how I have to wake up and then what do I have to do. I used to stick the important things or the things that I don't remember on the wall, and then while brushing, I used to just go through and run through them. And I'm glad that I get many other questions during my MBBS as well. The ones that I stuck on the wall, I do get a few of them. And I'm glad. That is how you kind of reinforce it again and again. Never try to cramp everything up. I'm not the one night batting person. So I try to read everything beforehand. And, during the night of examination, I totally need that 4 to 5 hours sleep, at least minimum. I can never survive 1 to 3 hours of sleep. So I would never compromise on that. And that is what helped me score a lot in my examination. I had very difficult internal examinations, and even most of the people, they used to, it is like a group discussion sometimes. And being in a government college, we were never awarded many internal marks as well. But I was not that disheartened because my internals always go bad, but my finals were top notch. And when I give Viva, it's the best part that I do. Okay, you should just enjoy it. You should just, whatever you do, you cannot do anything without love towards the subject. Okay, be with patience, be with subject or anything, whatever you're learning, just don't do it for the sake of doing it, or just don't do it for the sake of marks. You're doing it because you are favoring yourself. You're doing it for your patient. You are doing it for your family. Okay. There was one situation where, Osmania is like a dump yard of Hyderabad. So you get so many patients, unknown patients, everyone, and then you got to take care of them. People on the roads and all of them, they come there and then they lie unconscious, and all of it happens. And then once I asked my postgraduate, ma'am, why are we even treating them? Why don't we just let them go, send them outside, throw them outside? So she said me one thing which actually moved me a lot. So she said, Ki, government is responsible for each and every individual, so we have to take care of them. I am not paid a single money. I went there on a loss of pay, and yet the amount of dedication levels I have, I cannot tell you. I never knew what I was capable of until I joined MBBS. I never knew what I was capable of until I started my internship. Internship changed the way I look at people, the way I deal with people, the day I try to communicate with people, the way people try to express their feelings to me. I'm very sure that I give that trust in my patient. That is what a doctor is. You have to impart that trust in your patient, that your patient completely surrenders to you and tells what it is, and he trusts you, because it is not that easy to say all the pain in you. So you need to impart that thing, and that helped me a lot. The doctor patient interaction is the key in anything. Once you cross your post graduation, no one would actually care if you secured so many gold medals, you did so much of research. No one really cares. All people do care is how you're dealing with them, how you're interacting with them. When I look back and see one of the top doctors in Hyderabad, yes, I did see some gold medalists as well in super specialized branches, but their patient interaction is poor, literally poor. And I have seen my own family member going to such a gold medalist and then yet not being satisfied. Okay, it is not about the medals, dude. All you have to do is imparting the doctor-patient relationship and giving the trust to the patient. Trust treats half of the patient. Okay, even though you give a placebo sometimes, most of the times, which we do, it helps. It seriously helps, because giving, the way you speak confidently to your patients, that shows how confident you are with your subject. So make sure that you are confident with your subject. What do you have to do to be confident? You have to read it on a daily basis. You're not reading a question, you're not reading a book, you're not reading a page, you're not reading a novel. You're reading something that would save someone's future. So you are doing it to yourself. This is like a penance. You have to keep working, trying to be better than what you are, what I was yesterday. Whatever I read, I barely applied anything in my internship. But the skills that I've learned, the clinical knowledge that I've gained, I can never get it even after reading so many books on 19 subjects. But the amount of interaction, the amount of how I have to deal with the patient, the ethics, the doctor-patient ethics, all I learned is beyond words. It's beyond words. The amount of love that a patient showers on you is it doesn't have a match. Okay, that gives you a sense of satisfaction. When I wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning and still I see my, when I'm in a pediatrics ward, excuse me, when I'm in a pediatrics ward, I see my patients around me and all of them sleeping, crying, emergency service room. Okay, it's almost like an ICU. And then I get to treat all of them, try to heal them, ease their pain. And I feel ki, this is what I'm meant to do. This is why I'm a doctor. Okay, that gives a sense of satisfaction. And when you have to get that sense of satisfaction, you have to work all the 4.5 years to reach to that point where you can actually get to treat the patient. You need to be certified to treat the patient. Okay, so you have to be careful with all of the fundamentals. There were many struggles, many obstacles, because 4.5 years journey is not a small journey. So it does take a lot of while, a lot of patience to endure all the pain and reach till the final point. Okay, I got a chance to work with one of the state level toppers, state level postgraduate rankers, and all of them. And the kind of attitude that a doctor has is something that I learned. Being down to earth is what makes you the best doctor, apart from reading all that you have. Okay. And able to carry that mental strength forward till that end point of time is something that is not an easy task to carry on, because there are many times where I break down, where I cannot carry myself, and then I try to binge watch movies, or try to not to touch the books for a few days, and then I try to exercise. And that is how exercise helped me, and exercise healed me. Okay, personally, it is not, you get a voice when you reach to a certain point, and that voice you get by the work you do. So make sure that the work you do is in the right place to reach that. Okay, when I give a presentation, or when I take a lecture or seminar, people who look at their phones and then they just play, they just look up and listen to me. That is what I am, and that is what I have come up to. That is the level of confidence that I have in myself. And I am very thankful to God and my family for giving me such an opportunity to be in such a beautiful field and serve the humanity. And yes. And coming to what all I have struggled so much. But because being a doctor is not that easy, and it takes an everyday challenge, because I hardly get a day off in a month. That is how stressful my life is going right now. And sometimes I'm happy doing it. Sometimes, it's just the way you see, the way you perceive. There are other interns as well coming and working here in Osmania along with me. And I don't see many people who are happy doing what they do. And they just think giving treatment is the only thing that we have to do. It is not just giving treatment. It is about learning, enjoying the process. You do it because you love doing it. Get that thing into your head. Only when you get that in your blood, that is why, that is why, and that is why things will go in your favor. Or else it is just basically scut work. There is no difference between you and a sister. There's no difference between you and a ward boy. Okay, not everyone comes to confess whatever they have, confess whatever they have consumed, confess whatever they are going through, all that pain and everything. People don't just give treatments for, treatment is only a little part of it, but talking to the patient is the essence of your treatment. And I try to find out ways and find out other treatments or other investigations that I can do from my side, so that I can approach the patient well. Seeing every case is a challenge to me, challenge to the medical knowledge that I have, and I try to apply it on a daily basis. And apart from that, I am currently working on this project on nephrology, and there's another project on mental health as well, where I was given a chance to educate students formally from different prestigious colleges as well. I have got invitation, but thanks to Corona, nothing happened. And apart from that, all this COVID era, it has taken a toll on my mental health. And I did get a break, but then I'm still trying to figure out what I want in life, because I want to touch many people's life, and that is how I aim to be. Being a girl, it is, many people think that girls cannot do. And most of all the clinical branches, they're none are meant for girls. And but yeah, when you look at the medical class, more than half of it is just girls. It is like 100 is to 50, 100 girls is to 50 boys. Sometimes it's just like that. And there are girls who are toppers, and yet boys are very intelligent, so be careful. Girls are hardworking, and sometimes people try to discriminate you on the basis of that. Being a girl, you don't have to do so much, you don't have to achieve so much, and I don't have to do paper presentations, I don't have to participate in sports and all of it. But see, studying is one part of your life, it's just a part of your life, but being able to develop yourself as a complete human being is something that you need to learn. When you graduate from a college, you need to grow as a complete human rather than just being a student. And I read many self-help books, and then I tried to have a financial diary, which actually helped me a lot. And I would suggest all of you to keep a financial diary and look into where your finances are going. That is one thing. And then apart from that, I'm working as a part-time project coordinator for my for this fusionware project. There's a fusionware project, and I'm working as a project coordinator as well, where I take care of the finances, and then about the NDAs, disclosures, and the presentation part of it. I hold the in charge and authority of releasing the finances for all the interns that we have. We have around 20 odd interns, and I do take care of their finances, and that is my department. So apart from being a doctor, you need to have something. It's not just being a doctor, you need to have another profession, you need to have another source of income as well. So it is not just being confined to one. And I am into very good okay, it is my own personal interest that I am totally into gymming, and then I am very good into being a makeup artist, and then that is my personal goal, which I always wanted to cultivate. And in the future, I do want to participate in pageants, but it does take time. You cannot go all steps at a time. And then I have another big deal, that is my post-graduation examination, which is not a joke. And I've worked hard till date, and then I would probably be working hard as well to achieve what I wanted. Okay, when you have a goal in your mind, you have to work for it. If you cannot work for it, no one else is going to work for you, no one else is going to push for you. You do it for yourself. You don't do it because the other person wants you to do, or you don't do it because other person sees expects a lot from you. If you do it for that case, that is totally wrong. You have to do it because you wanted it, because that is where you want to see yourself. Okay, 5 years from now, make a plan about where you want to be. See, whenever I drive a car, I see amazing cars on the road, see Benz and all of it, and then I feel in another 10-15 years I will be having a car like that on my own, and I am ready to go and work till any extent. I always wanted to have an NGO of my own, and then yes, I'm too young for it, but I don't think Lavanya is that old. So see, it just takes passion, determination, time, and so much of dedication that you put into it in order to make it happen, make it work. It's not everything that you think here. It's not coming into words. It's not coming into action. So I one funda in my life I've always tried to adhere to is self-discipline. Self-discipline is not a joke. And then I try to train myself in such a way that whatever I think I want it to happen, I want it to work, I want it to run, that is it. Okay, and you have to be so rude on yourself, because unless and until you're rude now, you can never enjoy the fruits of it later on. Okay, so dedication and self-discipline are two important take-home messages that I would want to give you. Being a doctor or being an engineer, being an art student, whatever you are into, these two things can get you anything. And unless and until you sow it now, you cannot reap it later. Work hard now to live your life as a great doctor in the future. And mind you, a great doctor is not the one with good marks or good medals. A great doctor is the one who will try to ease the pain of the patient, try to get that trust from the patient. That is what makes you a good doctor. And Lavanya, are you there? Hello.
Yes, Divya. Yes, I was.
Okay. Yeah. Is there anything else you want me to interact with?
You mentioned, అన్ని మాట్లాడేశారు. Whatever topics I mentioned. So is there any one message, one strong message you want to give to the youth, me age lo unna vallaki?
Yes. See, good days. You can hear me?
Yes, yes. You are not visible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Am I visible now?
Yes, yes. Please continue.
Yeah, one take home message that I would want to give you people is that good days are easy to work. Transformation will happen on all the shitty days, all the days that you do not feel like moving. You all the days that you do not, you feel low, all the days that you do not want to do it. When you try to move your body during that time, try to move your mind during that time, that is when transformation happens. If you are in your comfort zone, nothing is going to happen. So ships, they are safe on the sea, no, on the dock, on the deck, whatever the yard, whatever it is, they are safe. But ships are not meant to be there. They're meant to sail in the ocean. They're meant to face all the waves and all of the difficulties. Unless and until you move forward, nothing else is going to happen. See, people do not always try to teach you whatever you wanted. But when you try to move a step forward, the other person would try to give you two more steps in order to teach you. That is what I learned. Whenever I was not taught anything, I always try to put one step forward, try to learn one good thing, and then try to express it to my seniors. And then they would do on their part. What they would do is that I think I was blessed because I've put in enough effort in order to make it happen. When you want it so badly that you want that to happen, you want someone to teach you, things around you turn into a positive energy where people would actually come forward to teach you. Believe that good things do happen, and they do happen only when you are optimistic. They do happen only when you're passionate and dedicated about what you do. Unless and until you make a step forward, unless and until you move forward, no one else is going to do that for you. That's it.
That's wonderful.